Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point. Now, somewhere 2015, movie be about out from Ghana, movie the BGD. We are say BGD na so Ghana has movie no BGD. The movie, and as the title of the movie is Beast of No Nation. Now, movie no, it was produced by Americans. Idris Elba was part of the producers, and he was also part of the people who acted in that movie. Movie no scenes movie na no Ghana, and also you saw some Ghanaian actors in Pala picking up from the streets. They used them to shoot that movie. After some movie, this guy here, he is called Abraham Atta. Now, after the movie, we heard Nazi on the internet say he's not in the country anymore. He's now in the United States, living life over there, winning awards over there, and shooting other movies in the state. But this guy, Striker, after some movie, the life, we saw him smoking, say on the street to so near the day. No question say, why? About from using Clanucha movie, what really happened? Now, the casting director for that particular movie, his name is Malco Koji on Asempa FM. Or the same to HM say Striker and Abraham Atta were given an amount of $30,000 each. Because during the shooting of the movie, in their contract, movie that's a profit. Each of the actors is going to get 1% of the profit. So according to him, Striker were given $30,000. Abraham Atta was also given $30,000. But Abraham Atta, his family members were there, his mom, his dad were there to support him and make sure that the money was put in good use. But for Striker, according to the story, he was an orphan. His parents had died, so he was now only some of his grandmothers, grandfathers, and other people in it. So they didn't get close family people to handle him well. And we think na so much Striker in Sikano, acquire basa, but and no press or any would this Sikano, and as one first Ghana Striker because at that time Striker was very young. Let us listen to what Malco said about this whole issue.
So Abraham got $30,000 and Striker also got $30,000.
That happened. Because, sir, sometimes I try to think about it and who I want to hear. From nowhere, Abraham Atta and Striker were put in the same movie. Omu play a role. You could see them almost always together. Then backward page could do that level. Then the other one becomes a story on its own, different story on its own. What happened? When a mama when you Striker who and mama didn't go school, they didn't go school.
I think a life, and I say, men can say, I'm trying to find the key word.
But can say shebre.
Destiny. Yes, destiny. I mean, when you met Striker, not that street. From the beginning. The actual age no sooner but again infant is between roughly 12 and 14.
12 and 14.
Yes.
And he was on the street.
On the street.
At that age.
He lived on the street. And according to me, he has always lived on the street.
Okay.
And see, Yababe film no when we saw him, and you can't just take a child.
Where did you meet him?
I'm saying in Crime Hall, baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes they go to the beach a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And see, you see, I mean, we can't use you without any parental consent. I mean, it's illegal.
Yeah.
And see, your money the coffee, and apparently it's from a royal family. Yes.
Striker.
Your friend in need BBB, but it's from a royal family.
Oh, okay.
And see, your coffee ho and your kobo family na money.
Exactly. Like the mother, the father, the uncles.
I think he's an orphan.
Okay.
But you share any uncles, any grandmother, those people. And then I catch him so say any boy and they didn't call go for some time. I could shoot to film. I said no problem.
Okay.
And if I'm not wrong, one of his uncles signed off on it because there was a contract.
Somebody should sign, definitely.
Yes. And he was signing here. And that was the first step for us to be able to work with him. After that, we went. There was no cause from the family, nothing.
Okay.
And when we finished the film, by the time when we fine, until when we finish again, we return him to the family. And they catch him say, say. Now your person in financial school. They said no problem. And again, it was a year or two, nothing from the family. Nothing.
But he was in school.
He was in school.
Okay.
But school no so once because onya akra wa ko school da. Enti o de no ko school na odwane. And
odwane okohin.
Once no oye ohwe horses.
Okay.
Yeah, me fan say once first some more year maybe children's park among the horses in the ban. Yeah, or yeah into to lead the horses, then at the end of the day, they will pay him.
Okay.
Inti, I think he fell in love with horses. Inti yakwa ibisan say what does he also on the enter horse mano. So out of nisika no nya no because in the contract each of them after the film so the contract was that say film you not say the film makes profit. Abraham will get 1% and Striker also get 1% from profit.
Okay. That's huge.
Yes. So Abraham got $30,000 and Striker also got $30,000.
$30,000.
Yeah, I mean those days.
Those days. Yes. Man. Prince.
But still mutual
and also destiny. It comes back to destiny. $30,000.
Yeah. So Abraham had his because Ejana or Ebusia.
Okay.
He had a family, so it was given to his family. But again, I overlooked it.
Yeah.
He has supervised to make sure say it will take exactly because it's like I say at that time. And they knew to them. So one managing a year, I mean Yamabese. And the same thing for Striker. Striker, because now we Memphis say like there was no one to entrust that amount of money. It was withheld. There was
but why didn't you guys give it to the family?
We didn't the story. There was no good relationship.
Okay. Okay.
The agreement was that it will be put in an account for him, which he signed to.
Okay.
So the account and OD 18 it will be handed over to him, which is the right thing to do at his age, and he agreed to it. There was a gentleman called Kofi, who also worked on a film. Our school not something with Johnny. Then we can't come public. Then we'll find him. Sometimes we no baby na my office. We no know about. I'm sorry now, sir. And again, like me said, I'm like we tried, and not once now we're joining. Yes, I know. You can't say, is it then now needing? Sometimes he say he needs money. Okay, then Oni Kofi agrees. Okay, we will give you money every month.
Okay.
Every month. If I'm not wrong, maybe I might be wrong with that information, but I mean, say your money is car. Or then you call bank with him, then they go to the bank, withdraw the money or their money.
How they then?
I mean, maybe or
at that age,
or the better nyama na so one down for sometimes you say you need a phone.
Wow.
But he was in a boarding school, he didn't need anything, nothing, because his Bibia was footed.
School no year.
There be. That was the story. I feel Obedjane, there was one time Obedjane Hona Caleb Huno.
Okay.
And Caleb knows me. I didn't make kaya to me because Caleb knew me. Caleb I'm framing. The next time we saw say the guy was on GH1 granting an interview. Say Nisika B na den. So
about out somewhere in Nisika.
Yes, about out. I rushed to GH1 and I'm maybe say Caleb, but you know me. Why wouldn't you call me? I mean, like what news do you want?
It is kind of more need.
Me explain. There was GH1 more me in Pennyphobia. So I went into details, and there were media people outside ready to interview, and then they said based on what we've discussed, and ask him what I'm saying is if it's wrong, tell them.
Okay.
I know Sinamekani request, so they realized it was a false alarm. And then we took him away, and then now it started coming out said Nisika. Well, and then at that point, it went to, I think Miss G was involved. It went to the police station, and then immediately this kind of man a family because the money was in the bank.
Okay.
Until Kofi went ahead to withdraw all the money and give it to the family because
after
by then
all the 18. Controversies now. I do 18.
No, he did 18.
Okay, so the contract.
Exactly. The money was given to him and the family at the police station. And for me, that was dangerous because this is a family he barely knows, or he stayed with them until the rest is history.
So how is your relationship with him now?
I think the last time I met him on the street, we spoke. Said, how are you? Or say, I mean, we are fine. But I don't mean any problem. But
who knows street and how is his condition?
I think me now I call like Kuma Undaba.
Okay.
Inti now Dinamukakra, but I mean, he could have been better.
According to him, no. He was very young, so they opened an account for him on this Ghana to say, do 18 years, then they can hand over the money to him, because at that time he was very young. He was around 12, 13, 14 years of age. So on this kind of manner, he cannot handle the money or make good use of the money. So they opened an account on this kind of to say, do 18 years, and then they give the money to him. As I said, the movie was released on 3rd September 2015. Now, after say Sahu issue nearby and striker granting TV's Bibrina, I say and perform Guinea, Guinea Sika. But OTA video here, the guy said that striker was put in school, they placed him in school, but striker because of Sena street life road and so then post and all that. So sometimes he requested for money, they go to the bank with him together and they take some of the money for him. Even I think somewhere last year. Kuma old boys, no, a Cabenazan and how even the guys in the fan cook, some back of one. I will say he can come back. In news, ever said striker, and he went to steal some money, so they brought him back to Accra. Currently, we don't know the whereabouts of striker. So, as at that time, $30,000. Now, what check it in now, a current situation, now you're 2025. So, $30,000 now will be around 463,000 cedis. That is 4.6 billion old Ghana cedis. And so that is the explanation now. Mauko Ediatuja. So according to him, later on now striker did 18 years no. Omni nebusian for that was the grandmother and grandfather and uncles no. Omu nyina ko bank. No ko yes kan ina kan nyina. And the man the family say monji because now no abofa no did 18 years. And someone permanent so they give the money back to striker family. So that is the whole issue. On the internet. And so this is the point. Subscribe to this channel, leave us a comment, share this video, and also like us.